My dear students, welcome back to our channel. In this video, I will be explaining the Bachelor of Computer Applications second semester subject Fundamentals of Probability and Statistics as prescribed by Osmania University and other universities of Telangana. We will go through the important questions and answers one by one. Let's begin with a quick revision. Unit 1, the important short question is: what is statistics? Answer: statistics is a way to collect, organize, analyze, and understand numbers or data. It helps us make decisions using facts and figures. Example: imagine your teacher asks your class of 50 students their marks in maths. She writes them down, finds the average marks, the highest and lowest, and sees how most students performed. That's statistics in action. Key steps in statistics. 1. Collect data, example, marks of students. 2. Organize it in a table or chart. 3. Analyze it, find average, etc. 4. Interpret it, understand what the data tells. Trick to remember. COAI is equal to collect, organize, analyze, interpret. Real-life use: cricket scores, election results, weather reports all use statistics. Next important short question is: 2. What is the importance of statistics? Answer: statistics helps us to make smart decisions using numbers and facts. It turns raw data into useful information. Example: a shopkeeper uses statistics to know which product sells the most. A student uses it to understand class performance. A cricket team uses it to track players' scores. Why it's important? 1. Makes decisions easy based on data, not guesses. 2. Saves time and money, helps find what works best. 3. Used in real life, business, education, medicine, politics, sports. Simple trick to remember. Statistics is the GPS of data, it shows the right direction. Real life example. In elections, surveys and exit polls use statistics to predict results before counting even starts. So, whether you are choosing a product or tracking marks, statistics makes life easier. Next important short question is: 3. What is qualitative and quantitative data? Answer: data means information. There are two types. 1. Qualitative data tells what kind. It is about qualities or features, not numbers. Example: color of cars, red, blue, taste of food, spicy, sweet, or names of students. Trick to remember: quali is equal to quality, how something looks or feels. 2. Quantitative data tells how much. It is about numbers or quantity. Example: height of students, marks in maths, number of shoes sold. Trick to remember: quanti is equal to quantity, numbers. Easy example. In a classroom. Qualitative: students' favorite subjects, math, science. Quantitative: their marks out of 100. Fun tip. Quali is quality, quanti is quantity, together they describe reality. Next important short question is: 4. What is primary and secondary data? Answer: data means information. Based on how we collect it, there are two types. 1. Primary data, first-hand data. You collect it yourself directly from the source. Example: you do a survey in your class asking everyone's favorite snack. Trick to remember: primary is equal to personally collected. 2. Secondary data, second-hand data. It is already collected by someone else. You just use it. Example: reading a newspaper report on students' exam results. Trick to remember: secondary is equal to someone else collected. Fun example. You interview friends about mobile usage primary data. You use a report from TRAI secondary data. Primary is fresh, secondary is reused, both help in finding the truth. Next important short question is 5. What is classification and tabulation of data? Answer. Once we collect data, we need to arrange it properly to understand it. That's where classification and tabulation help. 1. Classification, grouping the data. It means sorting data into different categories or groups. Example, grouping students by age, marks, or favorite subject. Trick to remember, classify is equal to create classes. 2. Tabulation, showing data in a table. It means putting data into rows and columns to make it clear and easy to read. Example, a table showing how many students like maths, science, or English. Trick to remember, tabulation is equal to table format. Fun example. You ask 30 friends their favorite fruit. First, you group the answers, mango, apple, banana, classification. Then, you put it in a neat table tabulation. Classify to simplify, tabulate to communicate. Next important short question is 6. What is diagrammatic and graphical representation of data? Answer. When we show data using pictures, charts, or graphs to make it easy to understand, it's called diagrammatic and graphical representation. It helps us see patterns quickly. 1. Diagrammatic representation using simple shapes. Example, bar diagram, pie chart. Useful for comparing data easily. Trick to remember, diagram is equal to drawings with data. 2. Graphical representation using lines and curves. Example, line graph, histogram, ogive. Best for showing trends over time. Trick to remember, graph is equal to growth and movement. Example, a bar graph showing how many students like cricket, football, and badminton. A line graph showing your marks over the last 5 exams. If numbers confuse, draw them to amuse. Next unit 1. Important long questions. First important long question is, what is the difference between qualitative and quantitative data? Answer. Data means information we collect to study something. Based on the type of information, data is divided into two main types, qualitative and quantitative. 1. Qualitative data, descriptive data. This type of data describes qualities, not numbers. It gives information about what something is like. It answers questions like what kind, what type. It cannot be measured in numbers but can be grouped or labeled. Examples. Colors of cars in a parking lot, red, white, black. Types of fruits, apple, banana, mango. Feedback like good, average, bad. Easy trick to remember. Quali is equal to quality focuses on names or labels, not numbers. 2. Quantitative data, numerical data. This type of data deals with numbers. It tells us how much, how many, or how often. It answers questions like how many, how much. It can be counted or measured. Examples. Age of students, 14 years, 15 years. Number of books in a library, 300 books. Marks scored in an exam, 95 out of 100. Easy trick to remember. Quanti is equal to quantity focuses on numbers. Key differences at a glance. Feature qualitative data, quantitative data. Type of data descriptive, words, numerical, numbers. Can be measured. No, yes. Examples colors, taste, opinion, age, marks, weight. Data form categories or labels countable or measurable values. Fun tip to remember. Quali tells us what, quanti tells us how much. Next important long question is: 2. What is primary and secondary data collection in statistics? Answer. In statistics, data is the base of everything. But how we collect the data is very important. There are two main ways to collect data. 1. Primary data collection, first-hand data. This is the data you collect yourself directly from the source. It is fresh, original, and collected for a specific purpose. Examples: doing a survey in your class to know everyone's favorite food. Measuring your own height or weight. Interviewing people about their mobile usage. How it's collected? Through surveys, interviews, questionnaires, observations, or experiments. Trick to remember. Primary is equal to personally collected. It is more accurate but takes more time and effort. 2. Secondary data collection, second-hand data. This is the data that is already collected by someone else for some other purpose, but you use it for your study. Examples: using data from a government report on literacy. Reading a newspaper article about exam results. Referring to books, magazines, or websites for statistics. How it's collected. From reports, records, websites, books, newspapers, or databases. Trick to remember. Secondary is equal to someone else collected. It is easy to get but may not be 100% accurate for your specific need. Key differences table. Feature primary data, secondary data. Who collects it? You, first hand, someone else. Original or not. Original and fresh, already existing. Time and cost takes more time, and money saves time and money. Example: doing your own survey using a government report. Fun tip to remember. Primary is fresh like home-cooked food, secondary is ready-made like restaurant food. Next important long question is: 3. What is classification and tabulation of data? Answer. After collecting data, it can be messy or hard to understand. So, we need to arrange it properly. That's where classification and tabulation help. 1. Classification of data, sorting into groups. Classification means dividing data into categories or classes so it's easier to study. Why classify? It helps to see patterns and compare things. Example: if you ask 50 students their ages and group them like age 12 to 13, 10 students. Age 14 to 15, 25 students. Age 16 to 17, 15 students. This grouping is classification. Trick to remember. Classification is equal to creating classes. 2. Tabulation of data, making tables. Tabulation means showing the classified data in table form using rows and columns. This makes the data neat, clear, and easy to read. Why tabulate? It makes comparison, analysis, and interpretation quick and simple. Example: continuing above. Age group, number of students: 12 to 13, 10. 14 to 15, 25. 16 to 17, 15. This table is a tabulation of the age data. Trick to remember. Tabulation is equal to turning data into tables. Key differences. Feature classification, tabulation. What it does: groups data into categories, arranges data into table format. Purpose: to simplify large data to present data clearly. Form classes or groups, rows and columns. Fun tip to remember. First classify to simplify, then tabulate to communicate. Next important long question is 4. What is univariate and bivariate frequency distribution? Answer. In statistics, we study data and organize it in ways that make it easier to understand. Frequency distribution helps us do this by showing how often something happens. There are two types, univariate and bivariate. 1. Univariate frequency distribution, single variable. Univariate means one variable. So, in univariate frequency distribution, we focus on one type of data and count how often each value appears. Example. Imagine you surveyed 10 students about their number of siblings. Data 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. To make it a frequency distribution, we count how often each number appears. Number of siblings frequency, how many times? 1, 3. 2, 3. 3, 3. 4, 1. Here 1, 2, 3 and 4 are the different values, and the frequency shows how often they occur. Trick to remember. Univariate is equal to one thing to focus on. 2. Bivariate frequency distribution, two variables. Bivariate means two variables. So, in bivariate frequency distribution, we look at how two different things relate to each other and count how often each combination occurs. Example. Let's say you survey 6 students about their age and number of siblings. Age, number of siblings. 12 1. 13 2. 12 3. 14 2. 13 3. 14 1. Now, we count how often each combination of age and number of siblings occurs. Age, number of siblings frequency. 12 1 1. 12 3 1. 13 2 1. 13 3 1. 14 1 1. 14 2 1. Trick to remember. Bivariate is equal to two things to compare. Summary. Univariate, one variable, like age or number of siblings. Bivariate, two variables, like age and number of siblings together. Fun tip to remember. Univariate is equal to single focus, bivariate is equal to double the focus. Next important long question is 5. What is diagrammatic and graphical representation of data? Answer. When we collect data, it can be difficult to understand just by looking at numbers. To make data easier to interpret, we use diagrammatic and graphical representations. These methods use visuals like pictures, bars, lines, or circles to make the information clear and simple. 1. Diagrammatic representation of data using simple images. This involves representing data using pictures or shapes, making it easier to see patterns. Types of diagrammatic representations. Bar diagram uses bars of different lengths to compare quantities. Example, a bar diagram showing the number of students in different classes. Class 1 30 students. Class 2 25 students. Class 3 35 students. Pie chart, circle chart divides a circle into sectors to show parts of a whole. Example, a pie chart showing the percentage of students who like different subjects. Maths, 40%. Science, 30%. English, 30%. Trick to remember. Diagrams is equal to simple pictures to show data. 2. Graphical representation of data using lines and curves. This involves using graphs like lines, bars, or curves to represent data. It is especially useful for showing trends over time. Types of graphical representations. Bar graph, similar to a bar diagram, but often used to show data over time or categories. Example, A bar graph showing the number of students attending school on different days of the week. Line graph uses points connected by lines to show changes over time. Example, a line graph showing the temperature in a city for a week. Trick to remember. Graphs is equal to lines and bars to track changes. Key differences. Representation type diagrammatic graphical. Visual used pictures or shapes lines or bars. Example bar diagram, pie chart bar graph, line graph. Fun tip to remember. Diagrams are simple pictures, graphs track changes over time. I hope you understand easily each question. All the best students for your upcoming exam. For other subject quick revision. Important questions. Previous question papers. And syllabus. Links are available in description. Check out once. Thank you for watching. Like and share this video with your friends.